Hello, everyone. My name is Kim Matina. I am a Google certified trainer and a top contributor in the G Suite for Education Help Forum. I'm here to show you today how you can provide feedback in a G Suite for Education world. Today at my school, we had a PD day, and I provided 3 sessions on Google Apps, and this was one of my sessions. So I'd like to share that with you. So as an educator, we need to provide feedback to our students so that we know we're, supporting them in the best way that we can. But if everything is digital and we're using all these apps, how do we do that? So there's many ways to provide feedback. This is just one way of doing it. You don't have to do this. It's just an option. So I'd like to share this with you. So what you would have to do is create a rubric, and you would have to create a rubric using a Google form. So you have to have some type of experience with forms, and you also have to have some type of experience with add-ons, particularly a Google form add-on. So I'm going to go over those options and those features with you in this screencast. So without further ado, let me share my screen and get started. Okay, so basically I have a Google Doc, and in my Google Doc, this is my students' assignment that they completed. And I use Google Classroom, so I would create the assignment in Google Classroom, and the student would turn in their assignment using Google Classroom. And theoretically, the files would be stored in my Google Drive, in my Classroom folder, in my assignment name Classroom folder. So you have to know where to go in your drive to find the student files. So here is an example of an assignment that I made up. I'm trying to assess how students can insert an image in a document, insert a link, rename the document, set sharing permissions, and format text. So basically, these are my categories that I'm checking to see if the students are proficient. And as you can see in this example, the student formatted text, they inserted an image, they inserted a link, okay, and they changed the sharing permissions here, and they also changed the name of the document. So with that said, this is the student document. And now, as an educator, I have to create the rubric. Now, you can use Google Docs to create a rubric, and I did demonstrate that to you using Orange Slice Teacher Rubric add-on in Google Docs. So instead of using a Google document, I wanted to show you another method which uses Google Forms. So you have to go into Drive if you're not familiar. Go into Drive and, oops, you create a new form. And once you create a new form, you will then be able to insert questions into your form. So when we use the Google Form add-ons for this particular task, we need to make sure that the add-on is installed. So what we do here is you click on the 3 dots and you go down to add-ons. The 3 dots is the snowman menu. And you search for the add-on called docAppender, DOCAPPENDER. Okay, and you're going to install that. Okay, and any add-ons that I install will show up here in my puzzle piece in my add-ons menu here. So with that said, now I'm going to create my rubric. So in order to use the docAppender add-on, I need to make sure that there's a question And actually, I need to, before I start this, let me go back into Drive. I need to fix something. Sorry. Let me add this to Drive. Hold on. Okay, because I'm not sure if it would have worked if it was in the shared with me filter. So now if it's in my Drive, it is right here. Okay. So I am going to go back to my form. So when we use the Google add-on called docAppender, we need to make sure that we have a question, and it should be the first question, prompting you to select the assignment that you want to grade. All right, and these options here get populated when you run the add-on. So what you do is you just simply add the question to the form, select the assignment to grade, and you make it a multiple choice. And after that, the rest of it is easy. You're going to add one question for each category that you're grading. So remember, I'm checking to see if the student created a document, was able to rename it, insert an image or a link, if the student was able to set the sharing permissions to it and format the text. So each question is a multiple choice question type, and the choices that you are going to provide would be your point spread or your elements. So 1 would be needs improvement, 2 is beginner, 3 is knowledgeable, 4 is expert. So you need to insert these choices for each category in your multiple choice question. So after you do that, what we need to do is we need to run the add-on and hope this works. So I'm going to click on the puzzle piece and I'm going to click docAppender and I'm going to open the sidebar. And right now it's asking me, where is my target folder, meaning where are all my student files located? So I'm going to click on choose a different folder. I just want to make sure that it picks up the right location of the folder. And I'm going to select docAppender. Okay, once I select my target folder where my student files are, I click next. And it's asking me here which question in the form will prompt you to select the assignment. So that is the first question. So you click on that drop down list and you hit the question that says select the assignment to grade. And I always hit refresh. And then I hit save and populate. And then I hit next again. And now the next step, it's asking me which categories am I going to be grading the student on. So basically, which questions contain the categories that I'm going to assess the students. Well, I have each question that I'm going to assess the students checked off, as you can see here. So once you do that, you're going to go down to step 4, and this is just a formatting option that you can use to show the feedback for the student. So you can put it in a bulleted list, you can put it in a vertical table or a horizontal table. For this example, I'll just do a horizontal table, and then I'm going to hit Save Changes. Okay, so after I initialize all that, now what I need to do is I need to preview the form. So I need to insert the information into the form. So here's my form, and remember it's a rubric. So it's asking me here, what assignment am I going to grade? So I'm going to hit that drop down arrow, and I'm going to select the first document, which is Joe Brick. And here's Joe Brick's document. I could split the screen and have his screen open to the document, and then I can have the rubric open on the other side. Let me see if I can do that. If not, I have to install, let me install the extension tab scissor. So I'm going to install the tab scissor extension. And this is what happens when I live in like 4 different Google accounts. I'm constantly sharing and installing the same things that I have in my other accounts. So I'm going to install another extension called Tab Glue. And these extensions split the screen and they put the screen back. And you'll see that right now. So as you can see, I have Tab Glue and Tab Scissors installed as my in my Chrome extensions. So now what I can do is I can split my screen using Tab Scissors. And I can actually look at the rubric the same time as my student document. So I am going to, I don't know what happened here. Let me go back. Hold on. And let me preview this again. Okay. So I can split the screen if I wanted to, but the document just went away. So let me just show you how to finish up with this Google add-on, Google Forms add-on. So I'm going to select the student's document to grade, and I'm going to insert the grades for each category in the rubric. Okay, and then I hit submit. All right, and now my feedback is on the Google document for the student. So if I go back to Drive, and I have to go into the folder where it is, and you can see here's Joe Brick's assignment. I can scroll down, and there is my, and it did it twice. I did this in school today and it worked fine. So I apologize for all these little hiccups here, but this is how we learn. So here is my feedback. So this rubric was inserted through the Google Forms add-on called docAppender. And this is a horizontal 1-row rubric. Okay, and you can see here it actually inserted each score that I graded for the category. So that is one way that you can give feedback. And then what you can do is you can grade it, and you can return the grade, enter the grade in Google Classroom, and then return that assignment to the student. Now this docAppender gives you different options on how you want to display the rubric. So you can choose a bulleted list, which gives you the category, and bulleted and bolded, and it gives you what you selected. Or you can select a vertical table, which is, it shows everything more like in rows. And then you can select a horizontal table. So you can actually see it more in a column view. So it's just a preference. Now just keep in mind with this add-on, it does not calculate any grades. It just provides feedback as far as what you selected for each category. So if you're looking for an add-on that does that, this particular one does not provide that information. So you would still have to manually figure out a grade for this student, and then you can type it up in, record it in Google Classroom, and then return the assignment in Google Classroom. Now the other, let me see, I don't know if I have it here in this account. Hold on. I'm not finding it. My other Yeah, I'm not finding it. My other episode, I went over Orange Slice Teacher Rubric, which is a Google Docs add-on. And that add-on actually, let me stop sharing my screen. There I am. And the Orange Slice Teacher Rubric add-on is a Google Doc add-on that you need to create a rubric using a table in Google Docs, and then you copy that rubric into the student file. You could either put it as the first page or the last page, and then you would run the Orange Slice Teacher Rubric add-on in the student file and select your grade for each category, and you can provide feedback for each category. And then that add-on actually produces a numeric or a percentage grade for that student. So that add-on actually does give you a grade for your student. And once it calculates the grade, then you can type the grade in Google Classroom and then return that assignment to the student. So there's many ways to provide feedback to students. There's also another add-on that you can use for Google Sheets. It's called Doctopus. And with Doctopus, you have to use the Rubric add-on extension, excuse me. The two work hand in hand. So you use Google Sheets to create your rubric, and then you run the add-on in Google Sheets to grade the student assignment. So that's a little bit more complicated, but it works very nicely with Google Classroom. It grabs the class roster from Google Classroom, inserts the information into a Google Sheet, then you can run the add-on again to provide feedback, and you can record your voice to give feedback. You can select your grades for each category. It really is a nice combination of providing feedback. But if you're more of a tech savvy user, I would recommend you using those tools for your workflow. They're a little bit more advanced in my opinion. If you're more of a beginner, I would recommend using Orange Slice Teacher Rubric. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit more than that, the intermediate level, in my opinion, it would be the docAppender add-on using Google Forms. So there's many options on providing digital feedback using G Suite for education tools and apps. It's just you have to find your workflow that's going to help you be efficient and give you what you're looking for. Everybody's needs are different. So that's my episode for today. I hope you found it helpful. Like I said, I presented this today at my district, and I wanted to share it with you today. So I hope you found it helpful. Thank you. Till next time. Bye.